Yes, hi. I wanted to know, will the Trenton police be able to come to my establishment to verify whether or not they can pick up prints from a freezer where I had kept a an animal that might have likely been poisoned?
I'm not quite sure. I can transfer you to the desk officer though. It would come with me.
All right, thank you.
No problem. Oh, you know what? The transfer doesn't work. Let me give you the number. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm ready.
All right, 609
Mm-hmm.
989
Okay.
3914.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Bye. It says user busy.
Communications.
Yes, hi. I'm calling because I wanted to have a cop come to the house and to file a report, please. I suspect that my freezer, my deep freezer has been tampered with while I was away, and it's likely due to the same people who have poisoned my cat.
What is the address?
15 Thompson Street,
Is the house or an apartment?
house.
What is your name, ma'am?
Shalise Map.
Can you spell that first name for me?
Chalise.
You said that MACC.
Yeah, like Madam Apple Hair Care.
What is your phone number? Reach you back on.
You can reach me back at 609. Yeah, so my security system has been tampered with multiple times. I've screen recorded times when I've approached my house and the alarm system in itself would malfunction. So I suspect that they've been using some kind of device that manipulates that. And the only way I say that is because the last technician that saw this thought that there was somebody tampering with it. And I've also had prior break-ins before, so I have like evidence of that. And this most recent one is I had literally taped the freezer door shut because my cat was sick and it was suspected that she was poisoned because I saw some stuff that was like sprinkled around the place that I never bought. So I I taped it down and I see that it's been messed with. And this tape is new tape, it's packaging tape, it's efficient, and it's been messed with. So I wanted to know also, like, could anybody like check for fingerprints? Because they vandalized also my vehicle and they had left clear fingerprints at the time too. But that, I mean, that's an old one, so I don't care about that one. But this right here with my cat, because I wanted to have it, I wanted to run a toxicology test before I give her a proper burial.
All right, man. We're getting all drafted into you.
All right, thank you. Hey guys, okay, so as I said, I just came from the hospital. I literally just came from the hospital. Maybe like I left the place around like 9 something, and I'm finally home. And I believe that I left here around 9. Hold on. Okay, so I have this, and now I want to go see the thing with the cat. Because my property just keeps being fucked with. And my things keep being fucked with. Sebastian doesn't even want to come outside, come out from underneath the bed. Completely and utterly terrified. One of the worst things is when the police gaslight you like they don't know what's going on. When that happens, you have average citizens gaslighting you, victim blaming you, as if they know what they're talking about because the same corrupt cops told them a false narrative in order to justify my abuse. In order to justify the abuse that's going on against me. And I call the cops, so now you can be able to see like what the response time is like when it comes to these matters. Hello. Thanks. So since 8:08 to between 8:08 and 10:18. I've had disturbance with the deep freezer.
Live from NPR News in Washington, I'm Corva Coleman. In U.S. state capitals today, presidential electors are meeting to cast their electoral votes for the 2024 election, in line with the U.S. Constitution. It'll formalize President-elect Donald Trump's victory over Vice President Kamala Harris. At the same time, some so-called fake electors from the 2020 election are casting real votes today on behalf of their states for Trump. NPR's Hansi Lo Wang reports these Republican electors still face criminal charges related to efforts to overturn election results from 4 years ago. 8 of the Republican electors this year for President-elect Donald Trump have been indicted in Michigan and Nevada. 4 years ago, they sent false certificates to state and federal officials, claiming that Trump had won those states' 2020 electoral votes. Those documents became part of the failed attempt to overturn those election results that culminated in the January 6th insurrection. Now in Michigan, cases against 6 of those returning electors are working their way through state court after the Democratic Michigan Attorney General announced charges last year. In Nevada, state prosecutors found new forgery charges this month against 2 returning electors. There are also ongoing prosecutions in Arizona and Georgia against pro-Trump electors from 2020 who are not set to cast their state's electoral votes today. Hansi Lo Wang, NPR News. Authorities in Madison, Wisconsin say a 15-year-old girl opened fire at a Christian school yesterday. A student and a teacher were killed. 6 others were wounded. Madison's police chief says the girl then apparently took her own life. Wisconsin Public Radio's Sarah Lear says the reason for the shooting is not yet known. The biggest question, why, that's still unclear. Police say they're still trying to piece together a motive. Officers have recovered a handgun from the scene. Madison police say they're working with federal officials to trace the origins of the gun. The police chief said late Monday it's not clear how exactly a 15-year-old got this gun. Sarah Lear reporting police were alerted to the shooting when a second grader called 911. Syrians are trying to imagine a new future after the fall of President Bashar al-Assad and the end of his family's rule. NPR's Hadil al-Shalchi reports that includes artists and students who were long censored under the Syrian regime. Just over a week ago, it was unimaginable for these Syrian artists to gather like they are now at this fine arts college in Damascus. The Assad regime cracked down on most unofficial meetings. Standing in a large circle, exchanging ideas on their vision for Syrian art, fellow artist Fadi Assaf is still worried about censorship. Will the new leaders put guidelines or red lines on what we can paint, he says. Some of the artists are concerned the new leadership, with its Islamist roots, will crack down on freedom of expression. But artist Assaf says it's too soon to judge, and he and the other artists will start mobilizing now, just in case. Hadil al-Shalchi, NPR News, Damascus. You're listening to NPR News from Washington. Authorities in Russia say a bomb hidden in a scooter has killed a top Russian general and an aide in Moscow. NPR has learned Ukraine was behind the assassination. The general was accused of overseeing chemical and biological warfare in Ukraine. Yesterday, Ukrainian prosecutors charged him with using banned chemical weapons there. The UN says there's earthquake damage in the South Pacific island nation of Vanuatu. UN officials have unconfirmed reports at least 6 people have been injured or killed. A quake with a magnitude of 7.3 hit the island. It is more than 1,000 miles east of Australia. The Library of Congress is out with its latest list of 25 movies to be preserved in the National Film Registry. As NPR's Neda Ulabi reports, this year's editions span more than a century of filmmaking. The list always includes wildly popular movies. This year, one is the comedy Beverly Hills Cop, starring Eddie Murphy.
You know, this is the cleanest and nicest police car I've ever been in my life.
The 1984 hit joins 24 others that represent the breadth and depth of American film. The oldest movie on this year's list is a silent short from 1895 that shows a twirling dancer. The most recent, from 2010, is The Social Network, based on Facebook's creation. In between, documentaries, film noir, student films, and the low-budget horror classic, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Neto Ulubi, NPR News. And I'm Corva Coleman, NPR News from Washington.
This message comes from GiveWell. GiveWell provides rigorous, transparent research about the best giving opportunities so that donors can make informed decisions about high-impact giving. To learn more, go to givewell.org and pick podcast and enter NPR at checkout.
morning. Feel better now? Um, it's been an hour almost. Definitely been all right, it's been 41 minutes and the police have not shown up. Ouch. Come on. It's okay, I'll let you down. I gotta let you down. Come on. A big hug. It's in the hospital all day. I mean, all night. Now, this is important to me because I've already mentioned this, but this is important to me because this house, first off, one of the storylines about my life is that people are saying that I was homeless. So the only reason why I've only confirmed about where it is that I live is because people had already were privy to that information and were putting it out and about. People put out my address publicly. And so people put out my address publicly and had the complete audacity to make up lies and to secretly abuse me by mentioning where it is that I live and by planting things in the house and without my permission and doing like I wouldn't even say mischievous because at that point with that illegal crime and the intent behind it made it malicious. So with those malicious acts, the Black community collaborated with people who are non-Black and decided to go ahead and abuse me. Now, it started off as revenge porn, and then it just manifested. Actually, if you want to get down to it, it started off with a jealous woman who I befriended and who I've known, had a friendship with since the third grade, but then separated myself from them in 2021. This person, before I had separated from them, was doing a lot of foul shit behind my back without me knowing. And it took after the friendship ended for me to be aware of a lot of the things that she was a part of. And it's really fucked up because a lot of the emotional ups and downs that I've been through my entire life have been because of her. And then I had the Black community, well, a lot of people within the Black community saying that it's my fault. I've taken accountability for having people in my life. And I know that people within a relationship of all, like people will always say relationships aren't perfect. Friendships aren't perfect. When it comes to family, aren't perfect. So you're going to have your bickering, you're going to have your arguments, you're going to have your disagreements and things of that nature, but you're going to have healthy ones and you're going to have healthy boundaries. So when people decide to go ahead and disrespect those boundaries, I had to let them know. And when they kept doing it, I had to remove them. I had to have them step outside of the circle. We can either still communicate, but you have, there's boundaries, or we can completely go our separate ways. Now, unfortunately, during this time, these people decided to go ahead and link up with anybody who was still in my community, in my circle, and decided to go ahead and have that person puppet them in order to go ahead and abuse me. And it's been continuing this way for years and years and years. I'm almost 40 years old. And for so many Black people to still be a part of this shit is disgusting. Now, it's just like, the resolution here is not only to just kind of speak up, but also to put in some action. Now, I've already done that as far as went to the court. I've already made the police reports, and they've done the same. Remember, they work with the cops because the cops and stuff like that. Like, if you're thinking of a small ass community where people have grown up and people are considering themselves cousins or are actually family or friends with people, then they're going to do each other favors. They're going to make themselves like silent pacts and things of that nature. It's 46 minutes and the cops still have not come yet. So what's going to happen is you're going to do some fucked up shit. Now, there are several chapters, and as you can see also, that many, many, many Black people care more so about money, wealth, and power than they do humanity, civil rights, and this, that, and the third. They will only care about civil rights if it serves in their best interest. If you are going to treat them correctly, like universally, then yes. If it's going to give them opportunities, money, and all other kind of stuff, then yes. They will even risk Black person or people, specific Black people, depending on the characteristics, in order to acquire that Black wealth or Black opportunities or Black success that will put them in a better position than somebody else. So yeah, it is very performative and very disingenuous. It's not like you're helping your fellow man for yourself, for just either humanity, for mankind, or for just to be good. No, you're doing it for a way that is going to parallel help you. That's what they do. That's not what I was doing, and that's unfortunately something I had to learn, and it did take a while for me to learn. But it's evident by now. You already see like how so many Black people are just so obsessed with money, status, power, and situations, and how they will go ahead and put that on the forefront, instead of either stepping aside and away from deep racist situations in which you are literally exploiting a Black person for those financial gains because it's quick for you. But they don't. So, all I can do is just go ahead and record this stuff into press charge it accordingly. Okay. As you can see, I opened this up and this was messed up. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, here we go. Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi. Yeah. I just came from the hospital and I noticed that there were several things that were going on in my house. One of them being my sorry.
You can come in?
Yeah, please.
Who you live here, man?
Just for myself.
By yourself? And what were you at the hospital for?
Unfortunately, my cat had passed away.
Okay.
There was break-ins before, and oh wait, actually, I'm so sorry. There's another one here. Let me just close this door.
You can leave it open.
Huh?
Oh, we just like to leave it open.
You're not gonna leave it open.
I have a tiny cat.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that.
You can hold it.
Okay.
Sorry about that. So you were at the hospital for what?
My cat had bit me in the process while I was trying to save her life. unfortunately she had passed away.
Mhm.
And so I had put her in here because I went to get a toxicology test because she was unfortunately, I had invasions before. So that became an issue. And I saw lots of tampering because she was vomiting and stuff like that. I had this completely closed and unfortunately,
Now it's tape, or do you,
no, I had this completely taped and not messed with and
and now it's not like that.
right. So like this right here was tampered and this right here was tampered. And I just wanted to show like this right here is some old tape that I used before and like when it's not touched, it's not going to move. So this right here was another thing and that too.
Okay.
And also a piece of furniture was moved, but I had
So when did you go to the hospital this morning?
no, I went to the hospital at 8:08 last night and then I didn't leave. I didn't get back here until like 9 or yeah, around 10:08.
So around 10 o'clock, you arrived back home. That's when you observed tampering with some furniture and fridge.
Exactly.
Was there any, was the door left unlocked?
No.
Obviously, that was definitely secured, right?
Right.
Yeah, so no one came. All right. Oh, what about the windows? Were they secure? They
They
look
are,
secure from those pieces of wood, the 2x4s.
they are to my knowledge, they are. However, the thing here is just that I typically have on the deter. For some reason, the deter.
So you do have an alarm on going on too?
For some reason, the deter was off.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I'm just kind of sorry you had caught me in the midst while I was waiting. I thought you guys were going to be here a little bit sooner. So in the midst of this,
Yeah,
I was
sorry,
actually
we're
kind of
busy.
recording myself. I was like,
Anything? All right. I mean, I get the whole tampering. What's in the fridge now? You said the cat?
yeah.
What are you doing with the cat?
Well, I mean, I had her for 12 years. And she's family, so I was going to do a toxicology test, and then after that, I was going to
Do your thing. Okay. What do you do for work, man?
my thing. I was going to free try her to like
What do you do for work?
faculty assistant to tier level 2 at Princeton University.
All right. Just give us a minute. We're gonna call the sergeant and we'll come right back.
Okay.
Thank
Alright.
you.
Now we'll put it on. So we start.
Sebastian. Okay. Okay, like in fact, hold on, let me go grab my charger so you guys can see. But this is what happened with the situation. So I have recorded it also on my phone too. So do you see like this little dummy? All right, so this right here is what I did as an example, but this is what I had on here to just kind of show. So like I had just taped it so that way it would remind me not to use this anymore because until I can get her like, situated. But I have this tape on like another door and like fortunately for that, like that door hasn't like the tape on the door has not moved. Like it's still there. It's still fresh and like hard and solid. So this was tampered with. Sorry. This was definitely tampered with. It is ridiculous. Utterly ridiculous. I just need to kind of see. Do you see how this is? Oh, hold on. Yes, come in, please.
Yeah, how you doing, man? So we're gonna notate this incident. It's already recorded and everything. If you have any further issues, you can give us a call. This is gonna be the event number for that notation we're gonna do.
For the event, and they can't do anything as far as like dusting for prints or anything of that nature. If this,
There's no sign, no signs of forced entry here. We're gonna notate everything. It's gonna be it's on camera, and if anything else happens, you can give us a call.
okay, I just there's been like a series of events of incidents like this happening. So is there anything that can like possibly be done? Like, will there eventually be security cameras like on the street? Because I see that you guys have like the security camera like on the other street over there and over there on Walnut. But I was like, will you guys ever have anyone like another one that's like on this? Especially since you have Amtrak, like when they have like some kind of cameras.
I'm sorry.
I'm saying even with like the importance of the Amtrak employees, like when that kind of encourage you guys to have like a security camera or something like that on the street or no?
Well, I'll see if I'll let my partner know if this will get notated about the security cameras. But if this event is going to be notated, it's recorded already. Everything you said is on camera, and we'll take if anything does happen, if somebody does try to break into your apartment, just give us a call.
Okay, house, but okay.
Okay.
All right, and I'll just give you guys just the call at Trent Police.
Trent Police check out if anything further. That's the event number. We're going to notate everything that you just told us. Okay. All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
So now I'm gonna check up on. If necessary, I'm just gonna do it independently myself. Like I'm so serious, I will dead ass just go ahead and do these little print stuff myself. I'm going to fix this window. Do that. No help. Recorded it, but no help. Like that is props for you. And also for the record, they were like, oh, like, what do you do? And also, like, what happened? This is just one of those moments like, all right, so let's say, for instance, I wouldn't say Truman Show, but like, let's say, for instance, that my life has been publicized around the world for people to see and for them to exploit, for certain people to exploit. Many people know exactly what's been going on with my life to the point where I've been severely abused, put on a human zoo environment and up and down the street. But people are gaslighting me. People are wanting to tell me like, oh, like, what is it? Like, oh, did people really do that? Oh, that's really upset. Oh, that's crazy. Really? Like all the time they know and probably subscribe somewhere to keeping updates with my life and what's going on. So to ask me exactly like what, my profession is, or to ask me what happened and you're more than likely privy to this information already is gaslighting. I'm gonna answer it so that way I can see exactly how far this conversation is gonna go. But nonetheless, you're witnessing in real time gaslighting, complete and 100% gaslighting. And again, the only reason why I even state exactly like, my address is because people have already established like where it is that I live. People have already doxed me before I even remember. I didn't realize exactly the gravity of the situation until I already knew that people were stalking me for years, but I didn't even know like who were completely involved in it. And I was just picking up on things and picking up on cues on people, the way that their behavior and their mannerisms were. And I made the final decision to cut off the last like people in my company in 2021. So by that time I really had no one. It was just me and my cat Leela and Sebastian. So it was just the three of us. Again, at that time, nothing. Nothing, no one, no dating, no relationships, nada. Sebastian? Just gotta make sure. Okay. So, yeah, gaslighting, people pretending that they don't know exactly what the fuck is going on. I have to clean that out of the hairball in the window. Get that out of the way. And work on this other thing. Okay, it's already 12:44 p.m. Now that they're here and gone, it's just another record. Records upon records upon records. The police are basically just a stepping stone. There has to be another place. It has to be another place. There is another place that I can go besides just a police event. Can't stop there. Cannot stop there. Honestly, my actions are really green right now, and they have been green. So I'm just gonna have to step it up. And in regards to the injustice that's been going on against me, especially since at the very end of the day, the majority of the Black people have been like, oh, it's not that big a deal, it's not that serious. When I cut off everybody and I decided to be, just by myself and try to incorporate other people into my life, but you've already tainted my character and you already have established yourself as the Black person who values money, power, and greed over civil rights and humanity, then it was just like, no, you would be a risk to my safety, my well-being. And we obviously do not see eye to eye and enough where my life would be safe around you. So, and my well-being, you would just basically be a minus. So at that point, right now, yeah, I can't tell you exactly what the next step is because we're just gonna have to walk that path together. But yeah, you just saw in live action me call the police came, people were tampering with my things, my belongings. Would I like justice? Of course, absolutely. So it seems like I'm the only person who's willing to go ahead and actually deliver that to myself. And I've cried my tears because I am if I am to be called sensitive, then yes, then I will be sensitive. Sensitive is a person who actually is in need of help. You may see me I'm forced to do what I can. And I obviously can't do it all, or else I would have got the justice that I would have had a long time ago. Clearly there's something, there were elements and whatnot like that were missing. So, and that people who are Black and non-Black are either restricting, revoking, delaying, or moving and trying to hide away from me. So yeah, it's really crazy for so many people to be like, oh, this is your fault. But I'm just like, you started this. You were the person that decided to go ahead against me for unjust reasons, for no just cause, all the while pretending to be the family member that loved me, all the while pretending to be the friend or the friend to love me, as like a sister, or the friendly neighbor. Like all these were fucking lies. So note that. You have the evidence here.